First impressions matter. I think everybody knows that. But when it comes to interviews, what you wear speaks way before you do. Now, I think we can all pretty much imagine the scenario. You've been looking for a role that excites you. You finally find that role. You spend countless hours researching the role and countless hours tailoring your CV to make sure you get a shot at an interview. And you get that shot. You're now sitting in the company's waiting room. You're waiting for that interviewer to come through and greet you. And this is where it's so important that what you wear works, because as that interviewer opens the door and walks in to greet you and shake your hand, they're already predetermined in their mind, based solely on what you're wearing, before they've even spoken to you, if they think you're already going to be a fit for the role. Now, there's also other things that you need to understand as well about interviews and different job types. Now, different job types expect different looks. So with that in mind, today I'm going to break down exactly what to wear and what not to wear, depending on the role that you're chasing. So let's jump into it. Okay, first up, let's talk about corporate roles. So I'm talking about finance, law, consulting, those sorts of positions. Now, if you're heading into a corporate environment, you need to look sharp, structured, and reliable. And the way that you're going to do this through first impressions is by wearing a dark, tailored suit. Now, that can be navy, charcoal, or even black. Underneath, you're going to need to wear either a white or pale blue shirt, and it needs to be pressed and ultra clean. From a tie situation, you need to think very conservative. So I'm thinking solid colours and very subtle patterns. And then when it comes to footwear, there really are only two choices, and that's either Oxfords or Derbies. But whatever pair you choose, make sure they are polished so that you can see your reflection in them. Now, what should you avoid to wear for a corporate role? Well, anything that's casual. So I'm talking polo shirts, I'm talking chinos, trainers or sneakers, and definitely flashy socks. Another little tip, guys, is that you want to keep your look clean and professional. So a briefcase or folder, but definitely no backpacks. Okay, next up, let's talk about creative jobs. So, marketing, design, those kinds of roles. Now, creative industries value personality, but they're looking for controlled personality. So for this kind of interview, we're going to swap the formal suit that you would typically wear for a corporate role, and instead we're going to opt for a smart blazer, a clean shirt or quality t-shirt. Also, pair these items with either a nice pair of chinos or dark slim fit jeans, and then finish the look off with just a pair of minimalist boots or even plain white sneakers if you have to. What we're looking for is clean, stylish, but not loud. Now, what should you avoid wearing for an interview for a creative job? Well, I personally feel that you need to completely avoid overdressing. So that means the full suit look, ditch it. At the same time as well, we don't want to underdress. So if you're considering wearing a hoodie or a graphic tee, just stop that right now. Another little tip here is that you want to show a little bit of flair, because at the end of the day, you're going after a creative job. So interesting textures, a pop of colour, anything like that, but keep it tasteful. Okay, next up, let's discuss executive or senior management positions. Now, senior roles require serious presence, and you need to look like a leader the second you walk in. Now, in order to do that, we're going to kind of go for the same look that you would as what you would if you was going for the corporate role. So you're going to be going for a high quality, well cut, tailored suit, and again in those darker shades. You're going to need a sharp shirt, and you're going to need an understated but confident tie. And again, shoes are a serious part of this outfit. So think fine leather and minimal design. So, much like the corporate role, Derbies, Oxfords, and maybe even a pair of monk shoes could suit for this kind of interview. Now, what to avoid is loud patterns, trendy fashion experiments, or anything overly casual. Now, another little tip for dressing for this particular kind of interview is a classy watch or simple cufflinks can subtly reinforce that leadership vibe. So do take that on board. Okay, fourth on the list is tech and IT roles. Now, tech interviews can be tricky. So you don't want to go too formal. If you go too formal, you're going to look out of touch. But at the same time, if you go too casual, then you're just going to seem unbothered. So the best bet here is to go smart casual. Now, what I mean by that is a nice button-down shirt, a polo shirt, pair of chinos or dark jeans, and then you can just finish the outfit off with a nice neat jacket over the top, maybe a bomber jacket, or even just a nice clean sweater. From a footwear perspective, loafers, Chelsea boots, or even a high-quality plain white pair of sneakers will work absolutely fine for this particular role. Now, what you need to avoid if you're going for a tech and IT role is a suit, unless you're interviewing at a very, very corporate tech firm. And at the same time, you need to avoid looking sloppy. So, forget the graphic tees and the baggy hoodies, anything like that. It's just not the look you want to go for. Now, a little pro tip as well. A nice, clean, simple laptop bag over a backpack can instantly tidy up your look if you're going for one of these roles. So take that on board, fellas. Okay, fifth on my list is field-based jobs. So I'm kind of thinking here engineering, construction, logistics, those kinds of roles. Now, for hands-on industries, you want to balance professional and practical. So a smart button-down shirt, polo, dark sturdy chinos, pair of trousers, dark jeans, anything like that is going to look really, really good. And go just for a pair of clean, durable shoes or boots. That's the perfect outfit for this kind of role. Things to avoid are wearing a full business suit. It's just going to feel completely out of touch for the role that you're going for. And a little pro tip here is a lightweight jacket or vest can just make you look ready to work, but can still give you that polished look that you want for an interview. Okay, number 6 on my list are retail and hospitality jobs. Now, these are customer-facing roles. So for these kinds of interviews, you're going to need to look very well polished, but also ultra approachable as well. So I think the best bet for these kinds of interviews is, again, much like the tech role, is go smart casual. So a nice collared shirt, dark trousers or chinos, and then a polished pair of shoes. If it is a high-end brand, consider a blazer or a tie, but if it's a more casual culture, then a neat open collar will work absolutely fine. The things to avoid for a interview in retail and hospitality jobs are avoid jeans and avoid lifestyle sneakers or trainers. Anything that's too laid back, just make sure that you're not wearing it. And a little tip for these kinds of roles: smile and stand tall, because your body language is part of your outfit here. They're looking for someone that's going to be able to represent their business. So that's a really important tip. Okay, number 7 is creative or artistic jobs. So I'm thinking fashion, art, photography, those kinds of roles. Now, these are a perfect opportunity to kind of flex your creative muscles, but at the same time, don't go overboard. Wear pieces that are sharp, creative, but keep them clean. So, just a well-fitted jacket, a stylish shirt, tailored jeans, or pair of trousers will be absolutely fine. Maybe you can even add, to show your creative side, an interesting pair of shoes or a standout accessory like, a cool watch, a belt, or even just a subtle pop of colour. All of these things will just help to show your creative side. Now, one of the things that you must avoid if you're going for an interview for one of these particular creative or artistic jobs is being too loud. You need to remember it's about looking creative and professional, but you don't want to look like you're heading out to a festival. Now, a little pro tip here is probably think along the lines of editorial, put together with intent. I think that will be the perfect way to describe how you want to look, when you're going for an interview for one of these kinds of roles. Okay, very quickly, let's talk about 5 universal interview style sins. These are things that you should never perform. First of all is wrinkled clothes. That's just going to make you look careless. So you must never do that. Number 2 is dirty shoes, because that's just going to give the impression that you're sloppy. Number 3 is loud cologne or over-the-top cologne. That's just going to give this instantly overwhelming appearance, and that's not something that you want to do. Number 4 is flashy jewelry. That's just distracting, so never commit that sin. And then number 5 is looking unprepared, so don't turn up with bedhead or messy facial hair. Okay, gentlemen, so to finalise, I want you to remember that your clothes should support your story, not fight against it. So dress for the role that you want, show them that you're serious, and then let the real you take centre stage. Anyway, guys, if you've enjoyed today's vlog and you found it insightful, please remember to hit that like button. But more importantly, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscription button. It's absolutely free to do. It doesn't cost a penny, but it really helps our small channel to continue to grow. Anyway, enjoy whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, and I'll get back to you in the next one.